Can you believe we're actually going to meet tomorrow?
It's only 17 hours to go now, babes.
There are sitcoms that make you laugh and they have characters that you remember, and that is all great. That's exactly what a sitcom should be. But then there are also comedy shows where after enough time the characters still feel like people you actually know. So why all these years later do we care so much about Gavin, Stacey, Smithy, Nessa and the rest of the gang? In this video I'll be exploring why we love the characters so much. The final episode, that last Christmas special, was of course only released a couple of years ago, but the first series that was aired almost 20 years ago now, which is just insane to think how long that has been, and certainly makes us feel a little bit old. But anyway, let's start with the main characters, Gavin and Stacey.
Oh my god! Hiya!
When did
I
you
thought
get
you
here?
weren't going to come.
course
I've
I was
only been
gonna
here
come.
10 minutes.
Gavin is slightly awkward, well-meaning, he's not particularly extraordinary, and that actually makes him very much relatable. He paves the way into you connecting with the show as if you're actually following the whole thing through Gavin's eyes and footsteps. He's the guy you can imagine sitting next to at work or going to the pub with. I think some of my favourite moments of Gavin is when he just has that look on his face of just thinking, what are you doing? Now Stacey, again like Gavin, not an extraordinary person, but having to move from Barry to Essex, which completely changes her world around, moving away from her family that she's so comfortable with, really sets something else that's relatable to us, of having to be put in situations we're not comfortable with and almost grow up very quickly. Looking at both Gavin and Stacey together as a couple, they aren't just this romantic pair. They're bringing two families and two different social worlds together, which of course causes chaos on multiple occasions.
Here's chips on my plate. Got it?
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, to put it bluntly, Smithy can be a bit selfish, immature, rude, jealous, and occasionally an absolute nightmare. And yet we adore him because underneath all that, there's this vulnerability. He has this fantastic relationship with Gavin, and he's pretty much adopted into the Shipman family. Of course, there's that very touching moment when Mick stands up at the wedding. Oh my gosh, I pretty much cried at that scene. Smithy creates such a warmth with other characters, which of course Nessa really does happen to pick up on.
Corn on the cob is a once-in-a-blue-moon treat as far as I'm concerned, which once eaten will soon be forgotten and won't be mentioned ever again.
On paper, Nessa's character shouldn't be believable. I just mentioned about how Gavin is very much a relatable character, and I think Nessa's pretty much the opposite of that. Certainly in terms of what we expect of, society normal standard. She certainly isn't that. She has an absurd backstory, and it's her mannerisms and complexity makes her a very unique character. The difference here with Nessa is that she doesn't think she is a joke. Her character has to be written to be believable for us as an audience to follow her, but also believable enough for the other characters to know that she is a very real person. It's something that some other comedy shows can get wrong with that overly sort of comedic character, but they did her just right with this. Nessa is very pure at heart. She has a great amount of confidence and believes in herself, and of course is loved by the people around her. They accept her as she is without overly making fun of her, and we love acceptance of characters that are a bit different.
Put it in your pocket.
Chili con carne in my pocket? Are you insane?
No, I'm hungry.
Smells lovely, Bryn.
Pam and Mick are the parents we recognise. These are the parents that anyone would be absolutely happy to have. Pam's constant worrying, embarrassment, pride and attempts to control situations are counterbalanced with Mick being this calmer person. It means that they bounce off each other really, really well and make a great addition to the show. In particular, I love the first Christmas special of Gavin and Stacey. Even just little moments such as Pam trying to hide her gift to Mick just comes across very realistic and funny. And besides on the big family argument in that episode, it's a Christmas I would be happy to have every year.
Leave.
Bryn?
No!
Bryn is the uncle we love. He is caring and puts his all into everything. One of my favourite episodes is when he organises the barn dance and increasingly gets frustrated as the episode goes on, but it shows how much he wants it to be a successful Gwen. I love that he would get excited over having gnocchi or feeling useful, like imparting wisdom to Gavin of how to use the internet, despite Gavin of course knowing what to do and is actually quicker than him. There are of course so many other great characters that make this series what it is. From Gwen, the kind-hearted mum who makes everyone omelettes, Dawn and Pete in their many antics, many antics, Dave Coaches, who I know some fans wished it was him that was with Nessa. Please put in the comments if you think it should be Dave, even though I'm very much Team Smithy. And of course Doris, who, well, is an absolute legend. Thank you very much for watching. Who are your favourite characters? Can you see yourself watching Gavin and Stacey for the next 20 years? I certainly feel like I could for sure. We pretty much watch it every Christmas. So as I said, thanks again for watching, and if you'd like to like this video and subscribe to my channel, it would all be very much appreciated.